Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new reading vlog and welcome if you are new. Thank you for clicking on this video. I am so excited for this. I am sorry if the light keeps changing. There's a cloud playing around the sun. It was supposed to rain today and it ended up being sunny. It's really nice. However, I was hoping for the gloomy vibes. I was hoping for the rain because this vlog is gonna be so fun. I am so excited for it. I have my tea right here. I'm gonna put it down and I'm gonna set it down because I need to show you the book that we're gonna read. I'm actually very excited for this video because I haven't read this book in such a long time. I think I only reread it once after I read it for the first time, and I think, you know what, I think it's time. I'm actually very excited for it. In this reading vlog, we are going to be reading no other but Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I don't have to explain what this book is about. If you guys are watching this, I hope you guys are watching this because you guys have already read it. I don't know. I am thinking about doing spoilers because it has been out for such a long time. You guys, at this point, like, if you get spoiled, it's not gonna be my fault. I swear, I promise you. There's no way that there's someone out there, I mean, maybe newborns, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure we are all aware of what Twilight is and we have seen the movies. I actually haven't rewatched them in a while. I'm also thinking about rewatching Twilight after I finish the book. Hopefully I finish it this weekend. That's the plan. I am going to be rereading Twilight because the jar chose this and I'm actually very excited. You guys, I have the cover. Like, this book is a relic, okay? This cover right here, relic, because as much as I would like to have the apple, I actually love the fact that I have this cover because it has the poster, like the very first poster, and I remember going crazy about this movie because Robert Pattinson came out in it. I am a big Harry Potter fan, so he was Cedric Diggory, and when I found out that he was going to be playing a vampire in this amazing new story, whatever, I was there for Cedric Diggory, okay? I wanted to watch more of Cedric Diggory in the big screen. Yeah, we all fell in love with Robert Pattinson. I do have to say, I was Team Jacob most of the time until the very last book, because if you know, you know. But I'm excited to see if I am still Team Jacob or am I Team Edward this time. I don't know, who knows? We are here for the vibes, we are here for the laughs, and I don't know what we're here for, but we are here for the entertainment. Not much I can tell you. And like I said, I haven't reread this book in a very long time. It's been years. I have not rewatched the movie in a very long time, so I'm excited to see how much I forgot about it, like the little details and some of the characters, obviously, but like the background characters. But yes, I am going to be talking about the book. Like, I'm not gonna just be telling you guys, oh yes, I'm liking it, I'm enjoying it, like, you know, like, no, we're gonna talk about it. So if you guys don't want spoilers, I'm sorry, this is not gonna be the video for you. You guys can go read it or watch the movie and then come back maybe, but if you guys have read this book, you already know what happens. I'm not worried about spoiling you guys, and I'm also excited because my sister, she is reading Twilight as well. She started it last week. I have to text her to see where she's at because I want to read it right now. So yeah, I'm gonna let her know that I'm gonna start it and see where she's at. Maybe we can talk a little bit about it and see how she's feeling. It's gonna be a nice day. I don't have plans for today actually. I think I'm just gonna edit a video and I'm gonna read. I'm going to hang out with my husband, with the girls. The dogs are right here. I'm just gonna be staying home this weekend. But yeah, I'm not gonna do much this weekend. I'm not feeling that well either because believe it or not, I did not plan this, but it is that time of the month. We are just going to be chilling. We're not gonna do anything crazy. Like I said, I did not plan for that to happen, but I mean, Edward, hi. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is still too hot, so we're gonna set her down. Another thing before I go, I have been trying to build my reading stamina, my reading, you know, time. I'm gonna read for the next hour. It is 10:03. My plan is to read for an hour and see how far I get to. I'm excited, so I'm gonna charge you and I'll see you guys later. Why is this so long? Jacob. It is now the next day, and as you guys can see, the weather is weathering. We finally got the rain this morning that I was looking for yesterday. It was a beautiful day yesterday, but you know what? I wanted the gloominess, I wanted the rain, I wanted the cold. The vibe is here. The vibe arrived today. I am so happy it actually rained today because it's been an amazing morning. I just read 100 pages right now, and I'm on page 152. Chapter 8. I'm gonna start the chapter where they go to Port Angeles. If you guys know that scene, you guys remember it. I actually thought about it yesterday because she mentioned that she wanted to go to Seattle, and I thought that's where the whole scene with the bikes and then Edward saving her happens. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm at the point where she still hasn't confronted Edward about what he is, but she knows already. She already knows. She has, I mean, technically Jacob told her what he is or what they think he is, and then she just googled it to see what a vampire was, you know? Like, I'm right there. That just happened. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it from the beginning because I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I actually thought I was gonna be really harsh on it just because it's not the perfect book, you know? Like, it has its flaws, but I mean, it was published in 2011, and maybe we were not very, how would I say it? We were not that harsh on the edits and the words being used to describe someone or someone's skin, for example. Yes, we can go that route and judge the book by how it was written back then, you know? As you should any piece of literature, because what is this? What are these descriptions of the skin color of people, you know? And you might be thinking, well, she calls herself an albino, like she calls her mom an albino. It's just like, yeah, but the way that she says, I don't know, the paleness, and then when describing Jacob and everyone else in La Push, it's like she describes them as copper skin, and when I think of copper skin, I think of a penny or, like, you know, copper. It just, I don't know. I am actually having lots of fun. I actually forgot a few things about the book, like for example, her name is Isabella. And yeah, like I was like, her name is Isabella, and they do say it in the movie like once or twice, but you know, it's Bella, but she's Isabella. I forgot about that. Swan, Isabella Swan, Bella. I also forgot the reason why she decided to go to Forks and live in Forks. Like, I remember that it was because her mom had just gotten remarried, but I forgot that he's an athlete and he plays some sort of sports, and she knew that her mom wanted to travel with him, but she couldn't because she had to stay with Bella, so she decides to go to Forks. I also forgot that she would spend time in Forks, and I forgot how much time the Cullens had been there for. So, you know, those little details that I forgot about, and it's not something that I think about often, or like, because, you know, just little details. Also, there's a lot of redheaded people in the book, which makes me think of like what's her name, Victoria, how her like hair is described and everything, but there's a lot of redheaded people in it. Also, let me talk about the weather, because although yesterday it was very sunny yesterday and I wanted it to be gloomy, I wanted the rain, I wanted it to be cold. It was very sunny yesterday. However, while I was reading, I played a Forks raining background on the TV, and I was just immersed in the book to the point where when I looked up and I saw how bright it was and sunny, I was shocked, because just the ambience that I had, like the rain going on in the background, and like the rain and gloominess that is described in the book. For example, today when I look up, it's just like, yeah, that's the vibe that we're seeing in here. This is exactly what's happening in here. But yesterday, I was shocked that it was sunny. The weather, great vibes on the weather. Something that I also noticed with Bella is that she is so much in her head. She stays in her head. She has been in her head, which I understand why people would think like she's making it all up. She's just thinking about this, and she's like I like to think of the idea of like she is so sad and depressed that she's in this town and there's nothing going on in this town, that she makes this whole story up, you know. I know it's not supposed to be like that, but you could argue that she's making it all up just to have a better time in Forks. My husband and I are watching Schitt's Creek, and there's a scene where Alexis tells David, she's like, David, no one else thinks as much of you as you think of yourself, or something like that. And I was shocked because that is so true. Sometimes we're just in our heads and we think that everything is about us and everyone's judging us, everyone's looking at us, everyone's doing things that will affect us or something to do with us, when in reality it's like no one is thinking about you as much as you think about yourself. And that's exactly what I'm thinking about Bella. This girl, the moment that she left Phoenix and then she gets to Forks, it's like everything is about her. Everyone is staring at her, everyone was waiting for her, everybody wants to know who she is, where she comes from. Everyone's attention is on her and she doesn't like that, but I think she low-key loves it. And like she becomes obsessed with Edward so quickly, so quickly, and she knows that it's wrong. She knows that she's becoming obsessed with him, and she knows that he's looking forward to not school but like to see him, and when he's not around she's already obsessed with him. So it's like I can see why she goes in such a depression in New Moon, you know, like that scene in New Moon when she's like depressed. But yes, she's very obsessed with Edward and she knows it. She knows it's not healthy. She knows that there's something going on, but she is obsessed with him. Now, Edward, I actually do like Edward. I am enjoying his character because I'm trying to not picture him as Robert Pattinson. I'm actually trying to picture them as like the characters in my head, not these people. It's hard to, but I'm trying my best. And Edward's character is just more mysterious. Like everything he tells her, what he does, like there's not much of Edward because we are seeing everything through her, not Edward, obviously. So everything that's going on, it's just her. I like how much we're getting of Edward. Every little thing, obviously knowing what happens, of knowing what he is, like yeah, you pick up on it. I just really like Edward right now. It's not a bad story. I don't know, I feel like the movies made it cringier than what the book is. I don't think the book is cringy. I actually don't think the book is cringy at all. Like I think the movies made this story cringy, and it makes the characters cringy, and it makes Edward, especially Bella, cringy. Like I can actually see why Kristen Stewart was cast as Bella. The character is there. The character, the awkwardness, the so much in her head, it's there. The anxiety, it's right there. They also already went to La Push Baby and she met Jacob and they talked about it, and Jacob is actually the one that tells her what Edward is. And I think I forgot about that because I was like, she's picking up on things that he's doing, but she, like, how does she come to that last thing? I forgot that Jacob is the one that tells her like what he is or who he is. Then she goes home and then Googles like the cold ones and everything. Another detail that I forgot is that supposedly Rosalie and Jacob, Jasper. Rosalie and Jasper are supposed to be twins, and they do have a different last name than the Cullens. I forgot that they were not Cullens. So another little detail that I forgot about. This was a long update, so I'm gonna try to do more updates if I need to as I read, because I can't do a whole update all at once. So far, that's what I think about the book. I am enjoying it and I'm gonna continue reading it tonight. I'm gonna edit now, but I had to get in one more chapter because apparently I can't put this book down. I didn't know it was gonna happen, but here we are. I just read chapter A, which is Port Angeles. I can see why I was obsessed with it. This girl just having a bad time in this town, and then there comes along this mysterious, hot, beautiful, very mysterious guy that is saving her life because she gets in trouble every 2 seconds, and she knows this by the second book. She's very aware. She becomes very aware that she can get herself in trouble and he will be there for her. Toxic? Maybe. But this girlie gets in trouble so much, and he's there to save her. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? Listen, she likes the thrill. That's not what I was gonna say. I came to tell you guys that this chapter said a lot. I'm not gonna compare the book to the movie, but the movie did not have the scene where they stay to have dinner after. I don't think they do they? Oh, I need to rewatch the movie. Anyways, that scene at the end, I forgot about it. Something I forgot about. But after the scene with the guys and then Edward saving her, they go to eat and they stay at the restaurant. And the reason why he tells her to stay with him and have food is because if she had left with Angela and Jessica, he was going to go and hunt those guys. And the story would have been much different with Edward, you know, because he's a vegan. For vegans, like, he doesn't, you know, and he would have, you know, those kids, those guys, they're like around their age. I don't know. It's the kids, they're like what? They're not even 18 yet. They're not 18. But anyways, they stay together and they have food. Well, she has dinner. He's just there listening and watching, like, you know, having her dinner. The TV is talking. Give me a second. So they're eating. Well, she's eating. She's having dinner. He's just there sitting watching. But something that I forgot to mention in the last clip is that she has been giving him hints that she's trying to figure out who he is. And she tells him like, what, like, oh, what are you thinking about? She's like, no, like, you're gonna make fun of me. She's like, I'm thinking something between Bruce Wayne, which is Batman, and Peter Parker, you know, Spider-Man, like something. And he's like, I'm not a superhero, what if I'm the bad guy? That's one of the hints. And then later on, she also tells him like, oh, I'm still trying to figure out who you are. And like, now that she sort of knows, she starts speaking up on like, how did you find me? And you know, he tells her, I read minds. Like, I can read people's minds, but I can't read yours. I don't know what you're thinking. I just use other people to get to you. And like, girly girl was just like, okay, that's how you found me, like, I guess. But he pretty much told her already that he reads minds, and he hasn't tried to, like, you know, veer her off of him not being normal, or, you know, like, he's playing along with it. And like, I think obviously he wants her to know, and he's just playing along with it because he just gave up on staying away from her. And obviously he doesn't want to tell her what he is, but he wants her to know. He wants her to find out. And girly girl has been hinting that like, hey, I'm onto you, I'm trying to figure this out, so stay with me. He told her that he can read minds, and now she's like, I just need a little bit more and I'll figure you out. I think the next chapter is the theory, and I think it's when we are finally gonna tell Edward that we know what he is, and I'm excited for it. So I want to get back to it, but I also need to edit this video. I just want to get back to it. That's all. I think it's time for me to give you guys an update on Twilight, because I haven't done that. I haven't done it in a while, so we need to update you guys. Listen, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to tell you guys that you guys need to read it, because obviously I think most of us have read it. One thing I do have to say is that if you guys have watched the movies but have not read the books, I will please consider reading the book, because it is so much different from the movies. And I think that's the reason why I'm enjoying this so much, because I read the books and then I watched the movies, and then I just kept watching the movies. I don't think the movies did any justice to the story and the book and the characters, especially the characters. One character in particular, and that is Bella. Bella in the book and Bella in the movie are two very different characters, and I think it's just, I don't know, it was just played differently. The vibes were different. So let me just give you a quick update on what I think about the book. I'm not going to talk much about the movie anymore, but here's the thing. The vibes in the book are great. I was sure that I forgot a lot of the details, and those details, I mean, obviously we see them. So when Bella visits the Cullens house, we actually get a lot of the history and background of how Carlisle became a vampire and his story and everything that he went through and how he found Edward and how Edward became a vampire. I think that's one of the stories that I remember the most because we also see it in the movie, like that is explained. We also see how Alice, Jasper, Emmett, and Rosalie, how they all joined and how they all found each other, how they became a family, and their decision to not hunt people and all that stuff. So all that history. And then we also get the history of the Volturi, even though they are not quite mentioned by their last name yet. We just know there's a group of vampires in Italy who are still there, and Edward is telling Bella all of this stuff. And I just love how Bella, because like one of the biggest things about Bella in the book and Edward's frustration is that Bella's not afraid. Bella has never been afraid of him, and she made the choice. She was like, you know what, after finding out, like figuring it out that he was probably a vampire, oh my god, which is one of the, oh, I'm all over the place. I don't think I told you guys how crazy that moment was when she finds out that he's a vampire. Did I tell you guys about that bit? I think I mentioned how she figures it out and how when she tells him, everything happens in the car. I don't know if I mentioned that part, but that whole scene when she finally tells him, like, hey, I know who you, like, I know what you are and I'm not afraid. I've made up my mind. I don't care if you are a vampire or if you're not. I don't care. The only thing I know is that I like you. And, you know, and that was just so different from the movie. So different from the movie. And just the way that Edward is trying to explain to her everything. If I did say that before, I'll just cut that bit out. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like from the beginning, Bella has not been afraid of Edward. And Edward's frustration is like, I'm telling you I'm not good for you. I'm telling you I'm dangerous. I'm telling you my family might be dangerous. And you're over here worrying about me, about my family and everything. And Bella's just like, listen, I'll do whatever it takes, but I want to be by your side and I'm not afraid of you. And we don't get that from the movies. Like, we don't get that vibe. It's kind of like just awkward, and they make the characters awkward. And then in the movie we get a few cringy phrases, quotes here and there. For example, what is it, like, hold on tight, spider monkey, and then this is the skin of a killer, Bella. Like, we don't get any of that in the book. We don't see any of that. I actually like the conversations and the dialogue that we get in the book, especially between Bella and Edward, because they do a lot of like asking questions and then answering questions because they're getting to know each other. So we are also getting to know them. And then we also get a lot of information from Edward as to like how the vampires work. And then the same happens with Jacob and what's his name? Charlie? No, not Charlie. What's Edward's, no, what's Jacob's father? Billy. Like Billy, and we get a sense of like how the wolves, we don't know anything about the wolves yet, obviously, but like we see that he's aware that Bella is seeing Edward, and he's just like keeping an eye out for her. Also, another part is Jacob. Jacob is in this book, and we know Jacob, but we don't get, like, yes, we know that he's flirting with her and like he's, you know, he's interested, but his character is not as big in this book yet as how he's gonna be in New Moon. But I really like his character right now. He is younger, he's 14, so that's that. Right now, where the part where I'm at, they just played the game. The scene where they're playing baseball, that was so different, and I was like, my heart was racing. I was nervous when James, Victoria, and Laurent show up. It's so much different, like the tension and how scared they are for Bella. Well, not for Bella, but like for them. Edward's panicking and how he tries to drive her away from Forks, and he's losing his mind because obviously like the whole situation with James like starts right there. And that was crazy. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna, like, if I don't know what's gonna happen, of course I know what's gonna happen. I already know. But that was very interesting to see how much the book, just like the vibes, and they just make you feel so much. Like right now I'm Team Edward. I'm not gonna lie. My sister and I were talking because she already finished it, but we were talking about it and she wants to continue reading the books. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm also gonna continue reading the books because once I read New Moon, I don't know if I'm gonna try to switch to being Team Jacob, but as of now, I am Team Edward. Like, I can see why I loved these books growing up, or why I loved the book when the movie came out. It is very entertaining, and like I said, like I'm enjoying Edward's character so much because I don't know, I think I'm seeing a different perspective, and I'm understanding a little bit more, and I understand how he's like just very frustrated at the whole situation. Like, he's falling for this human and he's dangerous, and you know, like he just is crazy because like he loves her but he also wants to kill her, and he's aware. And I just love that Bella she doesn't care. She's just there for the whole ride, and she is funny, and like I like her conversations. I like Bella's character. Very different from the movie. I also forgot that James is a tracker. So you imagine my shock when Edward tells them that James is a tracker, and he already has a plan to go after Bella, and they're like frantically figuring out or trying to figure out what to do. That's where we are at. I'm on the goodbye chapter when she's gonna try to get away so she can save them. Another thing that I want to say really quick is how crazy it is that at the beginning we were focusing on Bella and Edward being at school and being with like Piers and Mike and Jessica and all of them, and it was very like the first 200 pages was very heavily focused on school and the school environment and everything else. But right after they become a thing and they start seeing each other, and just the fact that Edward has a car and like he can take her out to dinner and everything, the vibe switches to like it's no longer focused in school and the school setting and with peers and everything. It just feels very grown-up-ish, like no longer in high school. So I don't know, it is weird that they're still in high school, but then the second half of the book gives us like a, I don't know, it feels like more grown-ups, like they should be older than high school, but it is what it is. It is what it is. They're still in high school. That is the update for right now. It was a very long update, so I'm gonna finish the book probably right now, tonight. That is the plan. Okay guys, I'm still reading the book. I'm still reading it, but I'm gonna finish it right now, I promise you. But I just sat down, I worked out, sat down, and I'm gonna have this amazing bagel. And you know, I also made coffee because I haven't had coffee today and I need it. But let me put you on this, because if you guys haven't tried this coffee, you have to. It's a must. It's so good. I need to go buy another one because it's gonna be gone probably soon, but try it if you guys haven't. But back to the book. I'm almost done with it. I forgot James tricks Bella into going to the ballet studio, and I honestly thought that he had Bella's mom in the room, and I was thinking this whole time, I'm like, if he has her, how does she not know that he's a vampire and that everyone else is a vampire after the whole matter happens? Like, I was thinking, how does Bella's mom is still not aware that everyone is a vampire, like they're all vampires? And I totally forgot that she's not there. She's not with him in the room. Like, he doesn't have her. He doesn't have Bella's mom, and it's a recording, and he tricks Bella into thinking that he has her mom, but he never had her mom. She's still like in Florida or something. When I tell you, I felt so stupid. I actually felt stupid about not remembering that part, but I did forget a lot of stuff. I forgot way more stuff that I thought I did. That was a big thing in it. So I was like, listen. I tend to forget a lot of details. I tend to forget a lot of stuff, and yeah, I'm having I'm having a great time. So that's that. I'm gonna finish it right now. I'm gonna have my food and we're gonna sit and read. So yeah. Alice was his victim. This whole time, Alice could not remember how she became to be a vampire, and she didn't remember being a human and all that stuff. And like we didn't know what, like how she. Ugh. We just knew that she escaped whoever turned her, and she didn't know where to go until she found Carlisle on them. But she was James' victim, and she escaped him. I forgot about that. He just broke her leg. We have reached the end of this vlog. I know it was a long one, but I finally finished reading Twilight today. And I have to say, I had a great time. There's not much else I can say about this that I haven't said, except for the fact that I wish they were a little bit older. The fact that Bella is still 17 and technically Edward is also 17. Just a lot of the things that happen towards the end. I just think that's a little bit more grown-up-ish, if you will. Or maybe I like to put myself back into me being 17, and like my parents would have never let me fly out to another parent's house. And thinking of Edward, like how he flew out to Phoenix, and then they tell Bella's mom that he's there because he tried to go get her back, and he flew from Forks all the way to Phoenix to get Bella back. And of course I questioned it, but a little bit after that Edward says like how Carlisle is there just because he needs parent supervision still. I'm like, and I was talking to my husband about this, and I'm like, even if Edward was 17 years old and he wasn't a vampire, like my dad would have never flown me out to another state to get a boyfriend back. Or, you know, if I was a man, I don't know, like maybe him, like his parents would have never flown him out. I hope not. They would have never flown him out to another state to get a 17-year-old girl back, to come back to their state and, you know, like be able to keep dating. That whole thing, just like little things like that, and the fact that they bring up like marriage and she's thinking about becoming a vampire forever and ever. Like it's just, 17 might be too young. However, I get the idea this is YA still, and maybe I want to say that back then like YA was barely starting to be a thing, if I'm not wrong. I might be, who knows. And then also the fact that they forgot about high school for half of the book and all that stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Actually, I think Edward was one of my favorite characters in this reread. Like I don't know if I understood him a little bit better, or I caught up to a lot of things now, like me as an adult. I don't know. It was just, I see Edward differently, and I understand him, and he was actually funny. Like he had a sense of humor, and I just love the fact that like he opened up because of her, and his family could see the change and all that stuff, and now he has something to live for and look forward to. I really like Edward, so I might be Team Edward. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see when I reread New Moon, but really enjoyed it. I also think I enjoyed Bella's character way more in the book because she's also funny, and I love the fact that she calls Edward, like, not just on the last, like one of the last chapters, like the angel or something like that. But she refers to Edward as an angel several times throughout the book, maybe like twice. But just like him having this angelic voice and this beautiful voice, and like he's not an angel, he is far from being an angel, but like to her he's an angel, and we love that. We love that. But yes, her character was very different. I just like how she wasn't afraid, and the whole scene in the forest when she finally tells him that she knows what he is, never happened. Never happened. And yet it's one of the biggest scenes and moments that we all remember from the movie, and it never happens. It never happens. So that's that. That's all I have for this book. I was surprised of how much I enjoyed it, so I can't wait to go see my sister. I'm actually gonna see my sister right now. Like, I'm gonna head out in like 10 minutes or so, and I can't wait to discuss it because she also read it with me, and I love that. She finished it a bit ago, so I'm excited to talk about it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything else that I wanted to talk about the book. I thought I was gonna rewatch Twilight after this one, but I might just hold on to it because if I rewatch the movies, then I'm gonna remember more stuff that I actually forgot about. So I think we're gonna reread the books first, and then we'll see. If you guys watched till the end, let me know. Are you guys Team Edward or Team Jacob? Like, I still want to know. We should bring this back, okay? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.